G Show. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about what's going on with the banks at the moment and what's making news. So I'm not sure about you, but if you were to watch news today, the only thing I'm seeing with the banks at the moment is the levy. How the levy is going to affect the customers, how the levy is going to affect everyone that's involved. One of the things that I keep hearing is, as much as the government told everyone that the banks cannot pass on the levy to their customers, regardless of what the government says, mate, you and I both know, you will pay for the bank levy in one way or another. It doesn't necessarily matter how they twist the year. They will pass it on in one way or another. Now, the things I'm noticing already, if you look around in the news last week, this week, the Westpac, for example, they put their rate up by 0.34% for anyone who was an interest only. Now, understand there has been quite a lot of banks, who have been doing this already for the last few months, but the fact that it's all happening right now at the same time after the budget came out and after everyone started putting the rates up, now everyone's got a different reason to do it, but it is happening and it is affecting you, and there are things that we can do something about it. You see, what's already happening is, what I see a lot right now from my clients is they have this thing where they think they have this loyalty towards the banks. I remember being on the phone in my previous jobs. The most common thing will get always told over the phone every time I told someone, hey, can't help you, can't decrease your rate, can't do this or that for you. The first thing people will say was, I've been a customer of the bank for the last 35, 40 years, and this is how you treat me. It was never about that. It was about the fact that the banks do not want to look after their existing clients. It's always about the retention team itself is not as great as the acquisition team. So it's so much easier for us to get the new client and give them the best offer possible than try and retain the existing client regardless of their portfolio size. Now, there have been instances where I remember just walking away, the clients will walk away with $2-3 million in the bank or $2-3 million in the loans. The banks will not do anything about it. It wasn't that they were being unreasonable. The clients were not being unreasonable. The thing was that the banks wouldn't budge on their rates, or the banks wouldn't budge on the level of service or commitment they had towards the client. So that makes me wonder if having loyalty towards a bank is really worth your while, because at the end of the day, the bank has no loyalty towards you. Now, so what are the options? In today's day and age, what I'm seeing right now a lot is clients coming up with mainly from the big four and their subsidiaries and going, look, I don't even care anymore. If it's going to save me $4,000 or $10,000 every year just by making the switch, I genuinely have no loyalty towards my bank anymore, and that's okay. So what we are doing a lot of the time is, because the clients get used to the systems that they're using with their current bank, so you don't have to move everything from your current provider to your new bank. Treat your new bank as you would to a normal online savings account that people open with companies like ING, for example, and you have money sitting there earning good high interest while you have your banking here with CBA or Westpac or NAB, and then you have your savings elsewhere. When the time comes, you merge them to buy a house, or the time comes you do what you need to do with the funds. We can treat our home loans the same way. Now, I understand it's a bigger transaction, so why can't we have the loan at a smaller bank at a much, much cheaper rate, and then have a normal banking with the same bank? If you want to transfer extra funds, you can do that. So there is options there. Right now, I'm looking at rates from as low as 3.67%. Now, I don't know about you. If you were to shop around, that is literally one of the cheapest rates I'm looking at that banks, one of the normal banks are offering. Yes, we can't, big banks will never be able to come even close to that. So if you're struggling right now with your higher debt on your home loan, there are options. The options are from 3.67%. So if you like, comment below. I would love to get in touch with you to talk about that. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about, and that I get that a lot as a broker, which I never did as a banker. I get a lot of clients call up and go, hey, I'm in hardship, and can you help me? Although I'm struggling to pay my debt, can you help me get back on my feet? Previously, I would refer them through to a different team, or I would try and help them to do a debt consolidation for them. Now, mind you, these people are not serial. It's not a problem, it's more of a situation thing. So someone may have lost their job, or someone might be going through a divorce. So what you got to do then is you got to look at the overall position and understand what they can do. So one of the main things I do with everyone like that is, instead of putting them through to a subsidiary bank initially, I want them to go back to their existing lender and ask to go on financial hardship. What I noticed is that majority of banks don't advertise it, they don't talk about it too much unless you ask the question. So the question you got to ask is always this: am I able to get back on my feet by staying where I am? Yes, that for me means I'm not going to be able to do business with that client, but that's for now. I'm not doing this for the next 10 to 12 months. I'm doing this for the rest of my life. So for the next 5 years or 10 years, I don't matter. It doesn't matter when I get that client. For me, the goal is to look after the client right now. So one of the things I'll tell them is, make sure you go to your bank, you tell them you're going through hardship, this is the reason. If you need to give documents from the court or show your credit file or something like that, show it. You might be able to get away with not paying your mortgage for 2 to 3 months. And after that, if you need the funds and you've got good credit history, we can look at refinancing to a normal bank. Another thing I get called for a lot is short-term finance. Now, previously, I'm never used to deal with short-term finance. I'm talking about loans from, say, $200,000, $100,000 to up to $2 million. Sometimes I get a call from a client going, my development is stuck, I need $2 million or $1.5 million for a few days, or I need $50,000 to $100,000 to pay the tax bill or pay the lawyers, and I'll get the money back in 3-4 months time. What are my options? Guys, it's things like that, they're really hard to do with the banks. So majority of the time what we do is you take them to a private funder. Now, you obviously will pay higher rates and fees and charges, but you get the job done. Like right now, for example, I've got a private funder that I work with. They gave me a call today. More than happy to talk to you guys. If any of you that might have any questions about this, more than happy to help you. What they're looking at doing is, if you need, say, funds from $100,000 to $1 million or $2 million max, we can settle that in less than a week by 30th of June latest. So feel free to get in touch, as I might have greater options for you. But other than that, stay tuned. There is some good stuff coming. As I said last week as well, I'm actually traveling to Queensland next Friday. We'll be looking at a few properties in an area in southeast Queensland to see if it's worthwhile recommending to my clients. Watch this space, and over and out. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.